Okay, guys, so I have decided, as always, that let's give you all the first update of my prediction that I made for Bitcoin. It's panning out very nicely. In fact, so far it is 100% correct, 100% accurate. I also have my Nvidia and my Tesla predictions. They are on my trading channel, my official traditional stocks channel. So if you want to watch that, you can do that. They are also 100% accurate, both of them. So with this one, we have three predictions. All of my predictions that I made for this month of July so far in the first week, extremely accurate. They are perfect, basically. And we'll be starting this update with the first circle because since it's basically the first week so far, this is the best day to begin this. So the first circle, we have a green one, means an uptrend for either 5 or 6 of July. So let's take a look where the 5 of July begins. This is where the day begins, and as you can see, it's a very clear and strong uptrend. We have a lot of green candles, and they are very large in volume, so you can watch this. This is where somewhere around here, where July 5 ends, where the day ends. So you can see clearly that we finished on a much higher position than the one we started. And this uptrend did not really stop on July 5. I mean, it continues on July 6. You can see this is where the day begins, and this is where it ends. So the uptrend continued on July 6, even though this circle only has alternative days, meaning that one of the 2 days is going to pan out. So in this case, both of them were green days. We also had this July 5 was shared with this red circle, which means a downtrend. So the downtrend did not really pan out, but when that happens, when we have two opposite circles sharing a single day, we can expect a lot of volatility for that day. And that's what we got on July 5. This is the actual volatility that starts all of these trends. This is the chain reaction when it was detonated, so to say. Anyway, so that's July 6 and 5. Now let's take a look at July 7. So again, these two circles share a day, which is July 7. We have a red circle with multiple options, 6 or 7, and a yellow circle with only 7. So that means that July 7 was going to be very volatile, and that's exactly what we got. But let's take a look first at the final hours of July 6. So as you can see, July 6 keeps climbing up until it can, and with this peak right here, it started collapsing. This collapse is basically the beginning of the day, of the next day, which is July 7. So we got that since July 6 was not really a downtrend, the logical conclusion is that July 7 is going to be a very big downtrend because we also share a yellow circle with it. That means it's going to be very volatile, very strong. And just like we saw the rise on July 5, we're seeing this collapse on July 7. Very strong, red candles are everywhere. They are very big, very large, and they absolutely engulf all the green candles in between. That's what happens on July 7, a downtrend, exactly as I predicted. It kind of starts to recover by the final hours, but you can see that it's a massive loss from the position where we began the day. Now let's take a look at the next circle, which is July 8. It's a single day, single circle with an uptrend for it. And that's exactly what we got here. I mean, exactly. This is where the day begins, July 8. You can see these massive 2 green candles bringing the price all the way up to 58K. So we have this resistance forming with July 4th, July 6th, and July 8th. This is not the end of this resistance. As you can see right now on July 9, it's that's where we are. The price is today so far. So let's continue to with July 8. So this is where the day begins. Like I said, right here we got this big uptrend. Now later on we got this big collapse, but the day was still far ahead, and we got a steady and very strong and consistent recovery for the final hours, to the point that we finished the day on a much higher position than the one we started. So it was a clear green day with a clear uptrend. In fact, we finished the day on a slightly lower position than the peak that we got on July 8th. So it's not really bad at all. It's a perfect solution. It's a perfect conclusion for that day, for this green, this uptrend, this green day that we had predicted. I mean, look at these guys. I'm not kidding when I say that my predictions are extremely accurate, and there's literally no one in Earth that does this or has even this amount of accuracy, this level of precision. We predicted the uptrends and the downtrends on every single day that we got here in this prediction, in this chart. Every single day it happened so far. Now let's take a look at the day of today, which is the recording of this video, July 9. We got this red circle which has multiple options, 9 or 10. So clearly you can see that the downtrend for July 9 did not really happen. We got another uptrend with some volatility by the final hours, but it was a very steady, very powerful uptrend. And the only thing that really matters for the next day is that there could be some correction. There could be some cool down from the previous green days, these big impulses on July 5 and July 8. So that's what can happen tomorrow on July 10. We can see a correction happening on that day. I don't know how strong will it be, but we can also see more like a stabilization, because we also share that day with this circle, yellow circle, multiple options again, 10 or 11. So that's what we have to take into account for those days. We'll have to see if 10 is really a big collapse, like for example on July 7th. But it could possibly be another stabilization, somewhere like a mix between July 8 and 9, the final hours and the beginning hours respectively. And take note that the next days we could see a potential consecutive uptrend on July 13 and 14. That will be the best case scenario for July so far, for the next weeks. And this is clearly panning out as a recovery phase from the previous month. Remember, guys, that I told you all that the previous month, the month of June, even before the month began, I told you all and I warned you that month was going to be very hard, very, very volatile. We were going to see lots of collapses, lots of dips, and lots of losses for many people, many, if not all investors, except us that keep track on these predictions that I make. They're extremely accurate, and this is basically predicting the future. Anyways, guys, that's where this update ends. We'll keep an eye for the next week. I invite you all to subscribe, comment, share, and like this video to help the algorithm or whatever. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care.